you are listening to Dr. Troy Munson with Words of Radiance. Now here is your host, Dr. Munson.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Words of Radiance, and this is kind of an unusual talk for me. We have all these slogans out there of be safe, do the right thing, all of this interesting stuff. And yet, if we were to really evaluate things correctly, we would realize it does not matter. Now, I'm speaking to those people that believe that there is a God, that you believe that there's some entity up there, that there is a benevolent spirit, what have you, whatever you want to call God, goddess, universal intelligence. I don't mind. As you know me well enough, I don't get hung up on terms, and neither does God. But we're just going to call it God for now, and he doesn't care if I call him it, or him or her, because he's both and all. Anyways, that's a topic for another time. But at this point, I love to pull a movie reference. That's what I'm looking for. And so I'm going to quote a movie reference here. So for those of you that are kind of sci-fi buffs like myself, know that the movie Time Machine is a fantastic example of truth, in the fact that if you remember the movie, if you've watched it, if not, this is your homework, you got to go watch Time Machine. If you don't want to have the spoiler, please stop this right now, go watch the first part of the movie, and then come back. And in the first part of the movie, he's in love with this gal, and they're skating, and she basically gets mugged and killed. And he's so distraught over it that he builds a time machine. And he goes back in time, and he saves her from going away from him and being killed by this mugger. But then she immediately gets struck by somebody's skate and instantly dies. And so he goes back in time again and moves her to another part of the skating rink, and she again dies in a weird way. He pulls her away and they don't even go, and he just doesn't even spend the day with her, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and she dies anyways. And he realizes there is nothing he can do to stop her from passing at that moment. Something will happen that will indeed take her life. And which rings actually true, because if God is not going to be duped, if he definitely knows your time that you're going to enter his kingdom, he is not confused and not surprised, because he sees all of time and time doesn't exist to him. So we're only inside of time's domain, so to speak. And he is outside of that. And so if he knows the exact moment that you're going to stop spending time here, there ain't a darn thing you can do to lengthen your time here or shorten your time here. And today's talk is about shortening your time. Oh my gosh, I've got to lock my doors of my house. Oh, I've got to wear my seatbelt. I've got to wear a mask. I've got to have shots, or I've got to have a good diet, or I've got to do all these things. Now, I am a healthcare provider, and I am knee-deep in nutrition, so to speak. I do lots of nutritional protocols with my clients, but I'm very careful to explain to them, this is not your savior. And I want to be very, very clear on that. Now, if people come into me and they don't feel good and they're unhealthy and their bodies are not working right, then yes, we can totally improve their function here so that they have a more pleasant, more enjoyable, more life-experienced life while they are here in their physical body. But I am very careful to tell them, I am not here to tell you to live longer, or that I can make you live longer. I don't believe that is possible. That is my own personal belief. There are some rare instances that are quote unquote in the Bible. We can look at Hezekiah when he was on his deathbed and he cried out to God, and God gave him 15 more years, and it was a fairly unpleasant 15 years, by the way. And he probably would have been better off had he not gotten the extra time. But, so to speak, there you go. Who's to say God didn't already know he was going to ask for that, and he knew the time he was going to go anyways 15 years hence? I don't know. It's one of those conundrums and questions. But suffice to say, I love the salutation when leaving somebody, drive fast and take chances. instead of, hey, be safe, be careful, do your best, whatever it is that you like to say to people. Good day. How do you know it's going to be a good day? Well, I'm just wishing you well. And so from that standpoint, I recommend that you don't spend so much time being concerned and worried over things that perhaps are a bit meaningless. So let's say that I get a really nasty virus. I'm either going to live or I'm going to die. But the fact of the matter is, if this is my time, there ain't a darn thing you're going to do to change that. And so I think you may want to start living that way and stop worrying so much about what the media would try to perpetrate and what the world would try to have you believe, when most of it is completely wrong and false. So, I may have challenged your beliefs. That's part of my job. I may have opened up your head to a new belief. I may have upset you and you think I'm full of garbage. Either way, it is not of a concern of mine. Mine is simply to make you think a little bit and to realize the bedrock of your own beliefs and what they're based on. And so, happy hunting in your own head for truth. And as a fellow truth seeker, if you're looking for more truth and you've got some other questions and concerns, please shoot me an email. Happy to entertain them with you. Until next time, I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Words of Radiance.